GM, GM. So 22nd of January, Monday, daily levels. Let's go. First thing, um, we're still at 40k support, and support is support until it's not. So don't forget that. Even though you went to sleep and it was 41 and a half, and now it's 40.4. Oh, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. You have to lose that feeling of getting more bearish the more price goes down. It's one of the most reflexive flaws that wrecks traders. You know, it's easier said than done. So one of the best things I can do is just remind people: do not get more bearish as price goes lower, because by definition, and it goes the other way. Don't get too bullish as price goes higher. But, and I mean, there are always exceptions. It is okay to be more bullish now because price went up, because that means we're now in an early bull again. It is okay in January 2022, February 2022, to get more bearish as price goes down, because it indicates we're going into a bear market. So yeah, at the turn of the actual market, it does matter. This is not that, right? We've clearly pushed ourselves up into the recovery year that I've talked about, and the halving year is always a positive year. I don't know or think or care if we go to blasting new all-time highs. I do think that by the end of the year, we have recovered and gone higher. And Bitcoin's at 60, total threes back up at the 2022 highs, right? Some of these rough areas. And so everything within that, between now and then, is noise. And so here's the two ranges that we have. We're still in the 39 to 49 with the pivots of 40.8 and 48. Today we might see our first real change, which would be a close below the pivot. Currently price is below the pivot, but of course we've dumped right off the open on a Monday. So Mondays, my saying, Mondays are unreliable, right? So we had a quick bump off the daily open and then down only ever since. Given that Mondays are unreliable, they very rarely do Mondays actually set up a clean, one direction trend for the week. Very often Monday goes off in one direction, down. The market gets in and piles in too much into shorts. Then we bounce back up late Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And quite often it ends up being a sideways week. If you see this follow through, right? If you see the market follow through on Monday and then into Tuesday, that's much more likely to be a real trend move. But if you see anything, whether it's today or tomorrow, that just bounces back up, it's quite likely to just leave us into a week of sideways, which is probably what I expect, because we've got that January options expiry at the end of the week. You've also got like stock market at all-time highs. You've got just general risk environment is actually positive. So we're in one of these situations where there's quite a bit of potential edge. And the edge is that Bitcoin is looking bad, underperforming, lots of selling, lots of pressure, but with the backdrop of really positive macro environment, from the stock market to liquidity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if, all you have to get through Bitcoin, basically suffer through Bitcoin's current phase of bullshit. But on the other side, there's a pretty explosive move coming, I would say. There's a pretty big move coming. And, this is like one of those things, right? I'm just here to remind everyone to stay bullish. That's really what I'm doing here for the next few months, because that is exactly what I wish someone told me in my first bull market. Because in my first bull market, I started to get bearish at the interim lows, right? The local lows. Because I thought, there's a top, it's going down, it's going to keep going down. It turned out to be literally the local low. And if you're not trading around a cycle bottom, which this is not a cycle bottom, that was December 2022, and you're not trading around a cycle top, because absolutely nothing points to this being a cycle top, then you have to just remember the primary trend, which is up. What is the general conditions? They're up, stock market all-time highs, etc., etc., etc. And then so just stay bullish and understand that the low time frame stuff is a distraction, noise, and it's only going to steal your money off you if you let it. So like I've said for several days, and I think I've been pretty accurate with this since we came down here last week. So for the last week, I've been saying trading conditions will not be good. We're going to lose volatility, and the market is going to kind of be directionless and sideways. See this last week, couple sell-offs, but still above support, and really just in a pennant shape. This is total 3, the altcoin market cap, right? And when I say directionless, low volatility, it's exactly what this means. Where you had a high and a low, and then for all of this month, so for 3 weeks, price has not been able to break the lows, not been able to break the highs, break the lows, the highs, and it's compressing, volatility declining, which is all excellent stuff. Great stuff to see from a high time frame perspective. Okay? Because after a big run up, you want to see low volatility. If we have a big run up and you're suddenly seeing big expansive candles and corrective sideways, and big expansive candles and corrective sideways, well, that's a bad sign, because then you're in a downtrend. We're still in an uptrend on the weekly and the monthly, and on the daily we're having our first proper extended sideways correction. So to me, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Many alts are, toying around with where is their true support, and so they have to find that and sort that out. Which is why it's best to look at total 3 as a whole, just for your visual guide on the market, and understand that we can have several weeks, right? Several weeks of sideways choppy action, like price did. Remember, this is the recovery phase that we're in right now. Right, so you have many examples of price going directionless and sideways here, and then here for several weeks at a time. You can even look at it from here, right? Sideways, sideways, sideways. And these are all several. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. This one from the peak was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 till it made a new high. And this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 12, 15, and 7 from the high. There's our high here. Let's call it that one. And then this one, even though there's technically a wick there, but let's say that was the end of the green candles. 1, 2, 3. We're only starting the 4th week. Right? So even the shortest consolidation I showed there was 7 weeks. Then we had 12 weeks. Then we had 15 weeks. So I hope that you listen and you understand that price might do nothing for the next few weeks. As long as you don't become bearish because of short time frame, low time frame, short term noise, you'll do fine. I'm confident of that. It doesn't mean I'm saying that the bottom's in and it won't go down and it can't do this. It could go a lot lower. It could. I just know that the best mindset to have here is not one of being bearish. You can take the approach I have, which is this is probably going to be tough to trade for a while. So I'm going to not trade it as much, lighten it up, focus on maybe day trades here and there, but mostly focus on accumulation of coins, because that's what this 7 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it's going to be. That's what the smart money's doing. They're buying more coins. So that's it, GM. See you all later on the live stream. Because I'm traveling today, I'll stream later, I think 8 p.m. UTC, roughly. I'll aim for that. Okay? GM.